Good evening. Thank you for tuning into the Eclectic News Network. My name is Brian Budd. Today is April 3rd, 2020. Today is a special report. I haven't been here in a while, but I wanted to kind of go over a couple things that I found that were prescient to the situation. Obviously, it is COVID-19 coverage. Death. Destruction. Shutdown. Okay. All dramatics aside, let's take a look at the numbers. Let's kind of look over the cases here. Now, worldwide, there's 1,098,762 cases worldwide. Okay, that's a lot. However, there is 7.7 billion people. But Brian, wait, if we didn't lock down, there'd be 1 trillion deaths. Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. The thing is do you shut down an economy that could possibly have a death rate of 100 to, I think it was Fauci and Dr. Burke said it was 100,000 to 240,000. Let me check. White House projects now to 240,000 deaths from virus, which is a lot less. I know that sounds bad, but in the beginning they said it was going to be about 2.2 million, which would have been a very big catastrophe for the health system, especially the hospitals. They would have been collapsed, or it would have been called what is known as institutional failure, where they can't even help people that have heart attacks, strokes, diabetes issues, things like that. It would have created an institutional failure, basically. Now, I understand that's the reason why I played the Red Choir Army in the beginning, because we're not in America anymore. We're just not. You have checkpoints now. I was going to Walmart today, driving around just to get out of the house. And you have people now. I mean, when I had to get an exterminator to come here because I had a rat issue, because there's 2 dead rats. I had to get them to lay traps. The guy literally looked like he was in a science fiction novel. He had the heavy mask on, had the whole body suit on. Booties and all that stuff, and that's good. However, the thing is that the coronavirus is a cold. Now, it does kill people. This is one strain of it that's very severe. It does cause damage to a lot of different things besides the lungs. A lot of people think the lungs and the heart are the only thing. It affects the kidneys, and it affects especially the male reproductive system, and that is key. The male reproductive system. This is no joke. And all you young guys out there who think, I ain't going to get sick. Well, guess what? If you're 19, 20 years old, and if you ever want to have kids in the future, you might want to take a look at this study and take this disease or this virus more seriously. Because you might be like, yeah, I'm 19. I'm just going to, and I'm just going to get laid. I don't have to worry about having kids. I'll just have them aborted because I'm in a fallen state. But then, once you mature, you'll come back 19, 29, 30, 25 when you get married. Oh, sorry, during the coronavirus epidemic, sorry, your testicles have blood-filled pustules. And I do have to just tell you that some viewer discretion is advised. I said at the beginning of the program, just want to let you know, that's what this does. Or causes infertility. That's a big issue. Why? Because most of the cases, and I know, well, a marathoner died because he had it. Yes, there's isolated cases where they were in good health. We don't know why people die. Sometimes it's just their time. We don't know. The majority of the cases, this is why it's important, I have to do the same thing too. Clean up the diet. I mean, I love fudge sundae and nuts like any guy does. I love potato chips. I love to eat. I love a big old steak. and I love a big old juicy piece of cheesecake. But getting the nutrition in this time of, to prevent something is so very key, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Because it stops, if you do get it or if you're asymptomatic, from it replicating. That's the key. Because there's viruses all around you, invading you, and you have frontline troops called macrophages and dendritic cells. That's called innate immunity. So if you're eating a bunch of crap, it kind of slows down your innate immunity and makes it kind of dumb. Kind of almost special needs innate immunity. Not to be mean about the people that are special needs, but just to give you kind of a correlation. And then there's the adaptive immunity. If your innate immunity is shot, your adaptive immunity just goes, go ahead, let the infection win. So there's two teams. I was going on a tangent though, but I wanted to 100,000 to 240,000 deaths from the virus. Now there were 600-some thousand during the Spanish flu in 1918. And those were mostly World War I vets who were basically malnourished. Now let's just be honest, some of them they had some venereal diseases that we won't talk about because they're kind of lonely. It happens. But this is serious because 100,000, 240,000 deaths from the virus. Now, that's just a projection. I can project that if I don't have a job and I spend all my money, that I'm going to project that I'm going to be this much in debt. Now, that's a projection. That's only as good as an assumption. So if I assume that, that's the case, that is. However, you can't do this forever. Because one or two things is going to happen. You're either this is really, and I'm not knocking, I'm here in Ohio, and Governor DeWine is doing a good job. I admit he is doing really well. Dr. Amy Acton, the director, these people are bureaucrats. I'm not knocking her personally, but she's saying that through a Cleveland.com article yesterday stating that plenty of Ohioans are dreaming of a summer, baseball, camping, swimming, and an end of restrictions aimed to prevent the coronavirus crisis. Not so fast. But Ohio Department of Health Director Dr. Amy Acton isn't optimistic back to normal summer free of social distancing. I believe, wait a minute, no, she's the director. She believes. Oh, if she believes, you must believe her because she's a director. You notice the director of the guidelines for the state of Ohio isn't even written, signed by Mike DeWine. You might as well call her Governor Acton. Now, I'm not knocking her personally. Don't take that as such. This is just a okay. It's a medical charity. That's what it is. You can't do this. You can't do that. Says who? I'm the director. Why? What gives you the right to tell me what to do with my body? What gives you the right to tell me that I can't go outside? What gives you the right that I can't have a business? What gives you the right? You can't trade safety for security. You'll have neither. That's not me saying that. That's 300 years of evidence. Benjamin Franklin once said it in the 1700s. That's not me. You can't expect to live free and have all the security in the world. That's why you have weapons. That's why you have nutrients. That's why you have food. You have clean water. That is called food security. That is called water, and that's called nutritional freedom, meaning that you have the freedom as an individual to take care of your family where you see fit, not a director. I'm not knocking her personally, don't get me wrong. And I know she's doing her job, but I don't think this is going to go until summer, what she says. I wish I wish I could give you hope about the summer, Acton said Wednesday during his daily State House briefing. But the truth is, if we really look at this peaking in May, because we're flattening that curve, it's also going to be a slow, flat top, then it's going to slowly go back down again. Acton said the state is putting together a task force to look at how the state will exit the crisis and end restrictions. The will determine. She's not even... The shutdown's not going to end on May 1st. It's going to last forever if they have their way. And I'm not telling people to be sick and go out there and give it to everybody else, but I'm saying let the businesses open up. Have social distancing. Wash your freaking hands. It's common sense. Oh, we can't have... Fauci the other day said, we want to keep the lockdown until we have no new deaths from this case. That's ridiculous. You can't do that. What, 80,000 people died of the flu in 2017, 2018 flu season? We didn't shut down for that. Which gets me to the next point. Is this a clandestine opportunity for the so-called global elite to gather in their one world government? I used to always think it was poppycock, but could it possibly be that they're actually true about this? There is some saying that there is a clandestine operation to try to take down the freedoms of this great country. America is not the greatest country. We are weak. We are weak financially. We are weak physically and mentally and spiritually. We are weak in all the areas where a different and foreign invader could attack us when we are down. Not to mention, i.e. China. China has for long hated the United States. Why shouldn't they? They're a communist country that kills almost 100 million of their own people over the past 70 years. And Winnie the Pooh, or Xi Jinping, is basically saying that the United States caused the virus. And they only have 81,000 cases. If you believe that they only have 81,000 cases still, then I got some oceanfront property to sell you in Arizona, because they're lying through their fucking teeth. They're doing this on purpose to create tension. Now, there's an easy way to take care of the Chinese. I've said it before. You just cut out the Three Gorge Dam, the hydroelectric dam that's in the mainland China. You cut all their electricity, all their power, and their fresh water out. Done. You'll put the Chinese back 50 years. However, you will ruin the ecology, kill millions of people in the process. Not something you want to do. I mean, there's a humanitarian thing where you don't do evil, you don't fight evil with evil, you fight evil with good. But if you want to be Machiavelli and if you want to be manipulative, there's a very good way of doing that. You can take out that dam if you wanted to, if you're the United States government. And because the thing is that, I hate to say it, you have to close the border for a certain period of time. You have to start making your products here now. And there's just no way around it. And on the economic front, I mean, a depression is coming, whether you like it or not. We're gonna take it. We're gonna turn once we get back. I'm doing Trump, by the way. Once we turn it back on, it's gonna be so amazing. It's gonna be the best economy in the history of the United States, like it was before. Donald, sorry, buddy, I disagree with you. I agree with you on some things. I agree with you on the fact that the United States, we're doing all we can, and when he's on script, he's good. But when he sits there and says this, it's going to be a V-shaped recovery. No, it's not going to be a V-shaped recovery. There is no recovery. And I'm not saying that to be negative. I'm being honest. This is an excellent opportunity to reset and actually have an economy based on bimetallism, gold and silver. You're going to have to deflate prices to normal values, meaning that real estate is going to have to collapse about 80%. A lot of people don't like that. That'll put some venture capitalists out of business. Good. They need to be tried and hanged for the capital crimes they created against the American people for losing their jobs. When it comes to scouring the pension funds of these companies like Sears, Toys R Us, and then bankrupting a company and then losing all those jobs. Those people that are in charge of that will burn in hell, mark my words. You can mark it down. Their day of reckoning will come. Printing $6 trillion is not going to fix the problem. What's going to fix the problem? Negotiate. I can't pay my house. Hey, can you negotiate a reduced price for about a 6-month period until I get back on my feet? Or hey, healthcare, I can't afford it right now because of what's happening. Can I please, let's negotiate. Instead of bailing everybody out, that's what you should do. Because the free market would dictate prices to actually shorten and, go back. But they don't want to do that. They just want to print money to keep the economy bubble. And then Trump just bailed out the oil companies. And he says, "What we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and make sure that they don't lose money." Who gives a shit? All right. Drudge Report 2020. NYC stores prepare for civil unrest. Well, duh. What do you think is going to happen? I was at the store today. And by the way, speaking of that, let's go to a report by me earlier today. So, going into some of these places today, Walmart, you can tell right here, I actually went to a gas station because my car didn't work at the pump. And the lady says, "Can I see your ID?" I said, "Yes." And she just comes over the counter. I'm like, "Whoa, here, let me hand it to you. And then you can go ahead and look at it." And she literally got so mad. She says, "Well, fine. I don't have to give you gas." And you're seeing it right now. People are going to start to lose it. That's why they have 1 million reservists called up. That's why they have a lot of other people called up. This is a very dangerous situation. Right now, and I'm going to go ahead. I need a dash cam. Give me a second. Well, let's take a look here. We're at Walmart, and I'm just driving around, actually, just to see what things are like. And they have a line. And when I went past there before, you got like hundreds of cars lined up, but you can't have a church service. I mean, God forbid. So they have all this stuff going on. And, I mean, it's insane. You see all these cars here. And now I will say this. More people are wearing masks. I would say about 25 to 30% are wearing masks. Last week, nobody was wearing a mask. I'll let this gentleman go because he's Mr. Important. He drives a Denali. He's got somewhere to be. Probably write some bad mortgages again. Usually it's a mortgage person. Or a car salesman like this guy. That's okay. But you can tell how bad it is. And they close the other side. It's only one side. And you have to go in a line. And you have to... I was rolling my window down. You have to have a photo ID to even get into Walmart. I'm like, wow, where's your papers, right? That's insane. I got to see your ID to get in the store. I was didn't go in there, but like, you need your ID. There's shit tons of people, excuse my language, except for dicks that are closed down because they're not essential. It's not essential to get a rifle to protect your family or, protect your loved ones. Screw that. We can't have that open. But we can get them some good old barbecue, and that's essential because we're gonna. And they're not even dining out, folks. They're dining in there. They're breaking the rules. How dare they, filthy Americans? Brian Budd with some more reports coming up here in a little bit. All right, we're back. So hopefully you enjoy that report. We're going to have some more special reports coming out like that. So back to the news here. So some of the headlines on Drudge here. 5G mask being burned over coronavirus fear. Now, I have some conspiracy theorists saying that 5G causes the coronavirus. That's incorrect. Now, I will say this. 5G does weaken the immune system. All cellular towers weaken it. That's why the 4G and the 3G, they had to put away from schools because they'd have like 10 people out of 40 people have brain cancer at a classroom. And these are true stories. I mean, you remember Aaron Brockovich. That was about, waste, but this is kind of like the same thing. So it breaks up the RNA and the DNA in the cells to make the virus more penetrable to the blood-brain barrier. So it's not a cause of the coronavirus. It makes it more susceptible to catch a virus. Do I agree with burning them? I don't. However, I don't blame them because people are in fear. When people are in fear, they attack. And you're seeing a lot of people at the stores in fear wanting to attack. Not yet. Give it 2 more weeks. People were very friendly 2 weeks ago, but now that friendliness has gone away. People are in fear. There will be civil unrest. There will be problems. There will be food shortages. Banks will run out of money. And you have to know that. But it doesn't mean you sit there and go, oh my gosh, my life's over. No, it's going to happen. You have to accept it. That's going to suck for a while. Do your best to prepare for it. And then move forward. And if you're a person that's prepared, there's a great opportunity in a depression. People laugh, but there's actually great. If you're cash rich, you can actually buy real estate for pennies on the dollar. So the people that come out of this virus that are cash rich are actually going to be buying real estate very cheap, and they're going to be ones that are going to make out, like a lot of companies did when the depression hit in the 30s. But I think this will be worse. 30% of the mortgages will default. Yeah, it's coming. 40% Americans don't have any savings. That's not good. Payrolls dropped 701,000 in March. 10 million new employed in the last 2 weeks. It's going to get a whole lot worse. Economy in shambles. Trump looks for another bailout package. Just put people back to work. Just open the economy. I mean, I don't get it. Like, I mean, give people masks that are not made in China, by the way, because they've been caught tainting them. Give people masks if they have to go in. Work from home if you have to. Take nutraceuticals like zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D. Get some sunshine every day. It's not bad for you. It actually is nice. I went to the park today. It's beautiful. It's pretty. Hear the birds sing. And you'll flatten the curve. You can end it by the end of April. They're going to let this go on and on and on. The people will not put up with it. They won't. There are going to be things that you're going to see that you have never seen before in this country. You are going to see civil unrest. You're going to see people steal for food. You're going to see people crimes start to skyrocket. And I pray for this country because this country's almost dead. Let's just face it, it's almost dead. When he passed that bailout, we're not the United States anymore. Like I said, we're the Soviet America. He's still not nationalizing the medical, the medical supplies. Like we're already nationalized in the medical field, and I don't think you can do it. There's no easy way out of it. Mom and pop firms worry about they'll be squeezed out of aid. Yeah, that's a big problem. That's their plan all along. I mean, you can't have a church service of 5 people. You'll be arrested, but you can go to Walmart and be around 40 zombies looking for toilet paper where, I mean, there's still like 400 cans of tuna on the shelves. That doesn't matter. I don't need food. I just want toilet paper. I can eat that. Masses have been dumbed down extremely well. And people will beg for a vaccine because they look at the media all the time and they're in such fear. What a way to control 7 billion people. Let's just make up a virus in a lab, release it. How do we get the people to accept tattoos under the skin and force vaccinations? We'll make it so bad that people will beg for it. I tell you something, Satan, whoever you are, it'll only work for a season. Because God is coming for you, and you can't stop him, and you never will. I'm Brian Budd for the Eclectic News Network. You guys have a great day. Be safe. Make sure you wash your hands and sing the happy birthday song. Bye. This version of Eclectic News Network has been brought to you by viewers like you. The views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily fact. They are an editorial. Viewer discretion is advised.